Hey everybody, it's Brooke. I am here with the Friday freebie for December 1st. And yes, once again, it is not December 1st. We're running late. I had the video all done and somehow I managed to corrupt it or something. I don't know what happened, but I'm remaking the video so we can get it up. Blah, blah, blah. I apologize, is what I'm saying. We are going to today make a very cute tag booklet, completely inspired by the wonderful Carol Laws. I will absolutely link Carol's video down below. I made mine almost exactly like she did because I loved it. And so that's what we're going to do with the Friday freebie. The freebie is, in case you don't know, from my Facebook group, Recreations by Brooke. I'll put a link right up there. Come on over and join us. It's free. Just make sure to answer the 3 easy little questions so that I know you're not a robot, that you're really a person. And this week, these are the 2 pages of the freebie. So they're 2 pages of tags or journal cards or whatever you want to use them for in the Creepy Christmas series. I love them so much. And again, I want to thank Judy at Locker61 for her creepy little images. I'm having such a fun time, and it seems like you guys are enjoying it too, just for something different. So what you need to do is, if you want to make the tag book, you need to print out these 2 pages on cardstock, and then print out 2 of the background pages from the original kit, which is also available in the Facebook group. Print whatever 2 backgrounds you like on 2 separate sheets of cardstock. Does that make sense? So you don't want to just print these front and back. You actually want 4 pieces of paper. So get that done. And I already cut mine out just because you don't need to see me sit here and cut tags. And I had to bring out my old mat. My new mat is totally wrecked. I am not to be trusted with self-healing mats. So what I have done is cut out all of the tags, and I've also cut out a backing piece. Oop, I'm up too high. So this is the tag, this is the background that I chose. I just cut them to the same size, and then I turned them into tag shapes. I didn't make them tag shape on the freebie because I figured some people might rather use them as journaling cards. But I just take my old bank card and put it right there, cut, flip it over, put it on this side, and cut. And then that way I know that all of them are the same shape. So that is what I did. It's not hard at all, just a little bit time consuming. And I used this green checker and, let's see, the red checker backgrounds. So I printed 1 sheet of each, and again, just cut them out the same size as our tags. So I'm going to, let's see, have 3 tags that are on the green background and 2 tags that are on the red background. Am I missing a tag? Oh dear. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it occurs to me at this moment, probably I should go ahead and show you what the tag book looks like. This is it, and I think it's adorable. I just tied it with this little piece of ribbon, and that comes right off. This is your first tag, and you open that up like that. You have a little pocket right here with some goodies tucked in it. Put those right in there. And then I put in a little booklet. I did not print on the back of these pages, but you know, I think that's a personal choice. So it's just some little scraps I made into a signature. And then there's your next tag. Pull that down some so you can see. And then there's your next tag, and it's got a flip. There's your next signature. Same thing, just some scrap pages. Here's the next tag. I love this guy. It cracks me up. And that turns over. And this is your next tag with a diagonal pocket on it. And this does come out. There we go. There's a journaling card right there. And that goes in there. Then you've got your next signature here. Tag there. You close that up. Here's the back cover. And there's another little tag in here. and then it opens this way. So it's like a flip-flop journal, but accordion journal is what Carol called it. I guess you can call it whatever you like. Tag journal, tag flip-flop accordion. So there's another signature, and here's a pocket, tucked an old prescription in there. And then you open it that way, and here's the last tag, second to last tag, and here's the little journal section right there, and then this is the last tag, and there's a notebook that sticks in there, goes right over that belly band, and you're back to the front. And that is the flip-flop accordion tag book that is today's Friday freebie. So, okay, back to it. I printed out the tags, I printed out 2 of the backgrounds, cut them into tag shapes, all the same size, and punched holes in the top. So what I want to do, as Carol did, was she alternated between one of, that's too high, sorry, between one of the tag patterns and a plain background. I want to do that as well because I thought it looked great. And let's see here. I want this one to be my cover. And so that's going to be on my right. And then that's green. So we need a red one. Right? So then it'll be red. Then it'll be green. Then it'll be red. And then it'll be green. And then it will be red. Oh, good. It came out right. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. And it will make more sense, I think, once we start gluing. So I'm going to leave those in that order, just to help me remember. And the other thing that I did was took 1-inch strips of fabric, Christmas fabric, on this side, and just some Osnaburg on the back. They're about 1 inch wide, and they are about 6.5 inches long, because they're going to be our hinges. So they need to be as long as your tag is from this point down to the bottom. And I just hand tore them willy-nilly, nothing, no secrets there. And then I just glued them together. So that's the other thing that you need. Now we're going to start with this tag. I'm going to pull out my glue page. Here's one. Okay, and I want my little fabric over here. I'm going to take my fabric strip and get out my glue. Oh, I didn't do a test of my glue. Let's hope it's going today. Don't fail me now, art glitter glue. And I'm just going to put, ooh, that is not working that well. Just going to put some glue down this edge. And we will put our fabric strip down. I'm lining the top up with that corner on the tag. Gluing that down. Doesn't matter if it's hanging down on the bottom because we can just trim that off. And then we're going to glue this guy on top. I have to do something with my glue. It's not going to work for very long. I'm going to pause you guys for a second and just clean out this tip. Don't go away. Okay, that seems to be working better. Sorry about that. I should have checked. Now I'm just going to put glue all the way around the tag. I'm going to sew these, so I'm not concerned about getting every little bit. Just enough to hold it in place while I sew and put it together. And I want to line this guy up on the bottom corners and at the top. Got my head right up in there. I'm sorry about that. Just line that all up. If it's not perfect, it's not the end of the world. A little ink and a little trimming and all will be well. And that is our front cover on its little hinge. Okay, so now the next one we want to do is I'm going to turn this over, and you can see this plain fabric is on the inside, and this is the next one I want to do. Okay, and so let's see, this is going to be, spit it out, Brooke, jeez. This is going to be the cover, right, and that's our little hinge, so it's going to open this way, and now the next thing I want is a patterned one on top. Okay, so it's going to be this dude. And in between on your hinge, you want to leave just maybe 1/4 of an inch. Maybe. Between 1/8 and 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on our card. Or on our tag, rather. and line this up. I want to try to keep the bottoms lined up as well as I can. And put that down. That looks great. Now, I'm going to flip it this way, and we need to put another hinge in before we put the top piece on. You know, before we cover it up, we need to put the hinge on this side. So let's go ahead and do that. Just put that right there. Oh, and I think, do I want to? I think that we want to alternate pattern and plain if you want to see all the same pieces. You know, when you fold it all up, if you want all the patterned pieces to be together. I'm not being very clear, am I? So you can see here, it's all patterned fabric. And on the other side, it's going to be, oh, I did these double-sided. That's not going to help. Okay, but if you want to see all the pattern, we want to alternate which side of the fabric is standing face up. Oh my goodness, I cannot get my words out. Heavens. Okay, now we're going to take this tag, go all the way around. Pretty good amount of glue. You certainly don't have to sew it if you don't care to. Just make sure that you're getting plenty of glue on there. And line up the edges of the tag as close as you can. Give that a good burnish. And then we can go back. And, oop, got a little bit of glue book stuck. We better get a new glue book page. And this one you can see I was not exactly lined up, and that's not going to move. So I'll just trim it a little bit right there. It's not a big deal. Getting another glue book page. Oh, and almost causing a craft-a-lanch. There we go. Okay, so now we can work on this next hinge. Very crooked, I don't mind. So the next one we want a plain background facing up, but we want a red one, don't we? Okay, so we're going to do this one. We're going to mix up our piles. What the heck? Okay, so that's going to go right there. And Carol's point in doing alternating the tag prints and the background prints was all the pockets and things won't cover up your tags. They'll be going on the background pages. So I'm just leaving our little space there. Maybe 1/4 of an inch again, lining up our bottoms. And the spaces where the fabric is exposed, that's where we're going to sew in the signatures. So that's lined up pretty well. Let's flip that back over and put in our next hinge. You need 5 of those little hinges, if I didn't say it, of these guys. So we could put that in. Good dollop of glue. And this one, because this plain is facing up, now I want to alternate and have my pattern facing upwards. And again, lining it up at the top with the little point. Getting more schmutz on my mat already. Ugh. Maybe Santa will bring me a new one. Okay. So we can take a look and see. That's going to fold up like that. Then that one will fold backwards, and that hinge will fold that direction, so you can see the fabric is lining up. So that is going very well, very well. And I do like to periodically fold it up and make sure that everything is going the way I want. So far, so good. So now we've got a background showing. Now I want to do another tag face up. So we can scoot over, leave that 1/8 of an inch or so. And once you get going, it's not confusing at all. Just keep checking on yourself. Of course, as I do, I'm making it 10 times more complicated than it needs to be. Lining up those bottoms. And it looks like maybe I left a little too much space there, but it really doesn't matter. It's just fine. Okay, and then we'll flip that guy over. Oop. And so now we've got 2 tags to do. I forgot to cover that one, but it doesn't matter. So we need to have a printed one. There we go. Well, he looks like he wants to go there, doesn't it? Doesn't he? Yes, he does. So let's put glue on him. These really are a ton of fun to make. And it feels really nice in your hand when it's all done. Not overly chunky, but lots of room for writing or putting pictures or making lists, whatever you want to do. Be kind of a cute little quirky stocking stuffer, I think. Or just a little friendly gift to someone who likes creepy stuff. Maybe it's for you. Your own creepy Christmas present. And now we need to put down another hinge. And we've got the pattern side facing up on the fabric. So now we're going to do the plain side facing up. Get our glue down there. Line that up with the corner of the tag. Press that down. And now we need another plain one that should be green. This one's red, so this one should be green. And again, the alternating and how you lay it out is totally up to you. It can be whatever you want it to be. Do not have to alternate. Don't have to use 2 different kinds of fabric. I just didn't want the back of this printed fabric. The back of it isn't very pretty, so I didn't want it to show. And again, I followed Carol's tutorial just about to the letter because, well, it was fabulous. And I don't usually change things. I've got to make it once the way the person makes it before I can go off, skipping off on my own little tangent. Okay, so there's that one. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay. Put that this way. So now we've got a tag, a background, a tag, a background. So we need another tag. So we can make it be this crazy lady. Yeah, it must be a lady, right? And we can line her up, put our glue on the back on this side. Leaving that 1/4 inch or so. Trying to get it straight to the best of my ability. You know, straight isn't really so much in my wheelhouse, but I was giving it the old college try. And then flip it over again. We need to put our hinge on that side. So we're at our last hinge, and it needs to be plain side up because the pattern one is here. So I'll just put my glue down. You could use Fabri-Tac, use whatever glue you feel comfortable with paper and fabric. The Fabri-Tac sometimes soaks through, and these are pretty thin fabrics. That is why I'm using my art glitter glue. Get that in there. This is being gunky, my little micro tip here. Okay, so we have that, and we need a green background. Yay, that's how it worked. Just what we need. Put our glue on there. It's snowing again today, you guys. I'm sorry for the dark shadows, but it is dark and snowy out. It's really pretty, but I wasn't quite ready yet. It does say Christmas, though. Okay, so line that up. Press that down. Nice. Okay, and our last one. And that is the one, I had it at the end because this is the one I wanted to be on the back cover. Does that make sense? Last one is the back cover. Yeah, I think that makes, it sounds like it makes sense. Ooh, I got the coffee jitters. All right, so put that one right there. Oh, he did not line up very well. You are going to have to get re-glued, sir. There we go. That is better. Boy, it soaked into the fabric. The glue soaked into the fabric really fast. Okay, so there's that. And then we can put this one on. Guess we can probably get that glue page out of the way. Line this one up. Sorry if my head's in the way. Gotta get right on top of it to see if it's lined up right. I do have a little bit of trimming to do here and there, but you know, a little trim and a little ink and no one will be the wiser. Okay, so we have the whole thing all done. Put my pen back in, try to avoid that globbiness. Well, I can't do it from that far away. Jeepers creepers. There we go. Okay, now we can go ahead and trim off the excess tabs that are hanging down. Just give that a little bit of a haircut. Oop, that one's hard to get to. Not enough to hold on to. There we go. And there's that one. And here is that one. Okay, now I am going to put my pockets in before I sew so that the sewing will catch them as well. So what will happen is this one will fold that way, then it'll fold back, it'll fold that way, it'll fold back, and then it'll fold that way. Okay, ooh, look at these cute little strings. I love them, but it's a little much, so we'll go ahead and give them a haircut too. And we've got some frayed fabric and some down here. I like how that looks. If you don't like how it looks, just don't pull at the fabric as much as I do. And so it opens up, opens up, opens up, opens up. That's the back page. Opens up, and you're back to the front. So cute, right? So basically, I mean, at this point, you could be done. This could be the whole thing, tie a ribbon around it, trim off your little excess pieces, and that could be it. But, as I said, I want to put some pockets in. So again, I followed Carol just about exactly because I liked how hers came out. So we can open this all the way out, actually. And you can also journal in it, open flat, which is nice. So, let's see. I pre-made my pockets because I'm smart, and I just used pieces from the kit. And I've got a little pocket right here, so we'll glue that down. I folded over the edges that are going to take, the pressure of things sliding in and out. So I'm going to put that right there. And that will also get caught when I sew. I'm going to sew all the way around the tag, so it'll get caught on those two sides. And then let's see what comes next. Trying to follow the book that I already made. We've got I've got a flap. So again, pieces from the original kit, glued back and front, did a little embellishing. I'm going to put the glue right here along this edge. And I didn't measure them, you guys, honestly, I just eyeballed it to see how far up I wanted to go, how I liked how it looked. That's not very good English. The way I liked it to look. This is scrap fabric from the other book I made, and I just rounded the little corners. Got that glued in. I'll make sure this is open when I sew, so we don't sew our flap closed. And then which one came next? Next one is a diagonal. I have them stacked up on my keyboard. Sorry for the reach. So that goes right there. Oh, aren't they cute? Yep. Again, just fold it over the edges that'll be taking the pressure. Put that right there, right along the edge so it gets caught when we sew. If you sew. If you don't want to sew, you certainly do not need to. Okay. That's good to go. We'll flip the whole thing over. And then we'll come one's next? Okay, on this one we're just having a plain pocket, which would be this guy. Didn't put gussets in or anything. I don't want that much stuff in here that it gets super bulky. So I just made it your regular old flat pocket. Line that up again so it gets caught when I sew. And the next one is the next one. Oh, just another regular pocket. That would be this guy. Yep, these images just crack me up. Trying to get that pretty close to the edge so that we don't lose too much space in that pocket. Being completely flat like this, it is a little bit of a tight fit, but it's fine. Put that right there. And you can do any combination of pockets that you like, as I said, or don't do any at all. Whatever makes you happy. And let's see, the last one is going to be a belly band. I just took a scrap, folded over the top edge to reinforce it, inked it up. And we're just going to pop that right at the top here. Not right at the top, but you know, like right here. And that goes all the way across the tag. You don't want anything hanging off your tag because then it's not going to fold properly. And that's about the only thing you have to be concerned about. And then this cute little notepad will slip right in there. All right then, so that is it. I'm going to let this dry and then I'll stitch it. And I probably won't do that on camera because you can't really see it anyway. But then I'll come back and show you how it's looking. And we'll put the stuff in the pockets. So hold on. It'll take me a few minutes because I probably should let it dry a little bit. But it won't be any time at all for you. You guys, I was halfway through walking away to let this dry when I thought, oh, maybe we should put our signatures in. So while you're waiting for this to dry, for your tags to dry before you sew, you can go ahead and make 5 little signatures that will fit the height of your tag into the corner. You don't want to go above that corner, and the width of your tag. So I've done that already, and I've folded them up, and it's just scraps. And I'm going to put them right here, and we'll sew one in after I'm done sewing the tags. So I did want to point out that you can go ahead and make your little signatures if you want to put signatures in. And I will be back as soon as this is dried and sewn. Okay, you guys, I am back. It dried nicely. I went through and trimmed off any little bits where the tags didn't line up and re-inked them. So I think it looks pretty spiffy. There it is, all laid out, looking good. And as I said before I went to sew, I had made 5. I stitched in 1 signature before I realized that I hadn't turned the camera back on, and I just had to check to make sure I did. So I made 5 little signatures, and I do mean little. They're only 4 pages each. And I made them, mine are about 6 1/4, and I made them 6 1/4 tall and 6 inches wide to fold them in the middle and make 3. And so with 4 pages in there, that means you get 16 writing surfaces. So that's pretty cool. And I just folded them all up and got them ready, same as you would for any other journal. I'll find the center there and push my ruler in, make sure that we're good and snug. And then I think it's easier to sew them in with it flat. So what I'm going to do is take this piece. Let's see if I can maneuver this where you guys can see. This is the one, the back signature is right here. So then I want to put the next one. Oh, let's make sure. You have to make sure you're sewing it in the right direction. So I actually got one there. Let's start at the beginning. Take back everything I said. This is the front cover. So let's do this. But we want a signature in here. So let's go ahead and take this one and line it up. I'm lining it up right along that fabric space that we've made. And this is vintage wrapping paper, and boy does it want to be curly. It'll settle down once it's stitched in and the book is tied closed. So I'm just going to go ahead and fit that right in there where it goes, making sure nothing's hanging off the bottom of the tag. And then I've just got regular old paper clips because this is very thin. I'm going to slip one there, and I'm going to slip one up here, making sure I've got that pushed down nice and tight. So then I can just clip this there, catching the pages and the edges of the tags. And then I made a little template. I did make a template this time instead of eyeballing so that the stitches will be even on the outside. Make sure that you mark the top of your template, as always. I'm lining that up with the top of the fabric tab, pushing it down in there. Get out our pokey tool and our little pokey pad. And I'm just going to poke right in those holes that I made. One's in the middle and one's about an inch from the top and an inch from the bottom. Get those in there. You want to make sure to give it a good twist because you are going through fabric. Then we'll get the template out. I almost sewed the template in. That would have been silly. Okay, and I'm going to try this whole stitching without cutting the thread off the roll, just because it seems these don't take much thread at all. Except for that part where it gets stuck on those clips, and that's going to be annoying. Okay, so let's try it. I want my knots on the inside, so I'm going in to the inside. Just a regular old 3-hole pamphlet stitch, going all the way through. And then coming back through the bottom hole or the top hole, whichever you prefer. Coming back through. Already this is way too much thread. Okay, pulling that nice and snug. And then going up to that top hole and going all the way through. Pulling that nice and snug and getting rid of some of this excess. Making sure not to unthread the thread. Oh no. Almost did. Okay, and then we're going to go back through that middle hole that we've already been through. Okay, and this is really easy to stitch because it's so few pages. And we want to make sure to be on the opposite side of that long string. Okay, and now what you can do, because we've got all this thread here, I don't know if you can see because it's white, but we can start reeling that back so we're not wasting as much thread as I usually do. So that's probably a good thing. And it hasn't been that fussy having the roll still attached. I can live with that. So I'm going to pull it this way, nice and snug. Pull it this way, nice and snug, but not tearing my paper. And make a knot. And I want to tie it in a bow, so I'm just going to give myself a little excess. Probably could have left it on the roll, but still, it was starting to bug me. But give that a try, it does work. And it's not nearly as annoying as I thought it would be. So then we've got a cute little bow, she says. Really, we do. There we go. There we go. I'll just straighten that up a little bit, make those loops a little less crazy. Because they're kind of big. There, that's adorable, isn't it? Let's take off our clips. And that is a signature sewn in. And then I like to go back to the front, make sure it's nice and snug, and then take my bone folder and give that a real good burnish. Get those pages starting to think about how they're supposed to behave, nice and flat. And when the book is tied up flat, that will help train those pages. Then you have your very first signature, and it looks adorable. And I just have little bits of scraps that I had laying around, anything that was big enough to go in here. Some music. This does have flip out because I didn't want to lose any of that beautiful green music paper. That vintage wrapping paper. It's from a jewelry store, so it's a little roll. It's only about that tall. Well, it's that tall. Super cute. Some newsprint and one of the digi pages. I printed the pages from the original kit as 5x7s, and this is the size they came out, so that works really well for the signatures. And then you would just go to the next spot and do it here. We've got that one in. And you turn it over and start again in the back. So go there and there, I believe. I can put them in and show you. Oh my goodness. Talking and crafting, hard. So one's gonna go there. One's gonna go there. Already got one there. And one's gonna go here. And you just stitch them in exactly the same way. And one will go there. And then you'll have all 5 of your signatures in. And you can see it's not very thick at all. It's not all that bulky. I do have all the tags and little pieces to go in, but I don't think it'll get that bulky. And then I just tied the whole thing up with some ribbon. Let me show you the other one, what I did with the tag tops. This is this one. So I went through and put, these are paper reinforcers that I inked with red and green and then put some foil on. I just ran my glue stick over it and pushed in some foil. So I alternated between doing that and actually putting a whale tail on. So some of them have a whale tail punch or the whale tail knockoff. And then on the ones that I put the whole reinforcers in, I put in ribbon. I didn't really want ribbon in every single one of them because that would kind of get crazy. So that's all. These I inked in red and then did the foil treatment on. And then I went through, put all the stuff in the pockets, tied it with a beautiful bow, and that is the tag pocket. Kind of cute. Not a tag pocket, a tag book. So thank you very much, Carol Laws, and thank you guys for watching. If you made it all the way through, I hope you make one. You can use any kit you want, but make sure to post pictures in the Facebook group if you make it. I will, again, link the Facebook group down below, as well as Carol, the smart Carol Laws, who came up with this as far as I know. And I hope you guys have a whole lot of fun making it. Come join us in the group. Show us what you're doing. And I'm sorry, but both of these books are sold. So I don't know if I'm going to make any more or not. If you are interested in having me make you one, shoot me a message and we can talk about it. And that is going to finally wrap it up. Again, sorry I was late on the Friday freebie, but what are you going to do? So I'm going to wish everyone a good night, and I will talk to you again real soon. Bye.